Yes, the webinar.
I'm going to do the introduction.
Perfect. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the webinar, another webinar of MentorME. Today we have a very special guest, that is Juan Maldonado. He's an alumni relationships representative, especially in charge of MentorME. Oh, what is that? MentorME. That's precisely the subject of this evening. MentorME started a couple of years ago, and Juan has made it MentorME 2.0. He's going to share with us what happened from inception and how it is now, and what are the plans for the future. And of course, which are the things in which we are planning to cooperate, MentorME and MentorWe. So without further ado, here's Juan. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Blanca, for the kind introduction. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this webinar. I'm really excited to be here speaking to the MentorWe group. I think it's a very valuable initiative that has taken, as a grassroots movement in RSM. And I think it's really satisfying for me to see how women are empowering each other and actually making some positive change in the world. As Blanca was saying, I'm an alumni relations manager here in RSM. And MentorMe is a program that was spearheaded as a platform 2 years ago. It was a program that didn't have a lot of, let's say, attention from the school, and they wanted the alumni relations area, which is going through a very profound transformation in RSM, to manage that program. And when they told me there is this amazing mentoring program that we can develop, I thought this is like the most amazing opportunity to provide our community with real engagement between individuals that can help each other. So not only students towards alumni, but also start conversations between alumni and actually create some amazing synergies. I believe that networking is the most important tool in anyone's arsenal. It's the thing that defines the difference between a mediocre career and an average career. And from the experience that I've had this year, I would say that that's definitely true. And I would like all the RSM community to benefit from networking with each other. So that's the goal behind MentorMe. Any questions over there? Or I would like also to Blanca and Jara to speak a little bit about how we came to be here together, sitting together today, because it was quite a coincidence and also one of these serendipity things that just started a great collaboration between us.
I think, Jara, you can take it away on that subject.
Okay, so we were MentorWe. With Blanca and Madeleine, we took over from Eva and Duna. And we wanted to do something different. So following the path of peer mentoring, but at the same time, bringing a bit of a structure. So we went to RSM with EPCO and alumni office. We discussed we need to have a system and a protocol which is a baseline for MentorWe. And then talking with the alumni office, then we found Juan. And then that was some months after we start our transformation on MentorWe, like creating more events and having a website to communicate with the woman at MentorWe. And because we have 120 women subscribe to the matchmaking peer mentoring. And after matchmaking all of them and having the platform and having the webinars established, we wanted to discuss with alumni. And Juan said, "Oh, you have already all of this." So that's the thing we want to bring to MentorMe for all of them, for women and for men. And it was perfect, and I think it was magic because MentorMe and Alumni Office, they are providing us the structure we wanted to have to provide to MentorWe, not only to have something in the middle of the university, but something more a framework, a legal framework. We can say this is something established and something professional and serious. And I think it was perfectly to merge MentorWe with MentorMe.
Excellent. Yeah, I think that's a very
You
accurate
said merge, sorry.
Mhm.
There is an intention of merging the two or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, to work together in some...
To go together to do it.
To go together in some... to share some webinars and to keep some work for MentorWe that is especially for women.
Okay. So,
but later Juan is going to show a platform, and that's what you are going to find really interesting, Laurence. And also very important, you know, MentorWe doesn't exist.
Yeah,
MentorWe is just Hara and I doing videos. This Zoom thing is paid by my business account. We don't have an account. We don't have I don't know the word in English. Statuten. That's in Dutch.
Status.
A legal framework, you know.
Yeah, legal framework. Yeah.
So what we're talking with Juan and with Sue is to make it a chapter of alumni. So that's something that will give it a legal framework, and we will be able to do more things. And with the use of the platform, we also will be able to do more things. And the way I see it is a little bit like a bicycle. The university provides all the structure, you know, if you wish, the rigidity. And we as alumni, because we are outside, we provide all the flexibility and all the creativity. And with those two, if you wish, contradictory but the complementary perspectives, we can do a lot. So that's my, I don't know, maybe the same in my words.
One thing that I would like all the people attending the webinar to know is basically how we reached this point. So what was the original problem that we were trying to solve with the mentoring program? And, you know, basically how we came up with these entire solutions. So let me share a little bit of the screen. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is how we basically reached MentorMe 2.0. So what was the situation that we were facing at the beginning? So we had a platform that was amazing. It's a platform that I will show you in a little bit. But we had almost no students using it. So there was no voluntary usability of the platform. We had a lot of volunteers. So there were a lot of alumni that were very interested in giving their knowledge back to the students. But as you can see, our student and mentor participation was very low. So we had 42% of students using the platform every now and then. So not even making consultations, just logging in occasionally, and 49 for the mentors. What was happening is that we started getting a lot of complaints for the mentors that were saying like, hey, you know, I logged into this platform and I did like my profile perfectly and no students are targeting me. So what's happening? We discovered, because I started doing a lot of research with students and with the alumni, that the students that actually went through the mentoring program rated very highly. So the people that actually had an interaction with an alumnus had a very highly rated experience. So the average of those interactions was 4.8 out of 5, very, very high. However, not a lot of alumni saw the value of mentoring. They didn't know what was it useful for. They didn't think that they could have a conversation with a stranger, that even if it was an experienced stranger. There was also the topic of students being very shy to contact people. and there were also no resources to promote the platform. So between that, those were like the main problems. Also, mentors weren't being recognized for their contribution, and we decided to start taking some actions based on that research. So we had some questions. First of all, how do we make MentorMe more efficient? What was the goal for MentorMe? How do we circumvent the technical limitations from the platform? Because not everything is a platform. So how do we create actually a mentoring program? How can we increase the quality of those interactions? Because we were also detecting, okay, all the students have just one talk with a mentor, and then the mentor never hears back from them again. So why is this happening? Because we detected, for example, that the mentors didn't leave the door open for students to contact them again. So they basically thought, okay, I had a talk with this person who is the CEO of this company. Thank you very much for your knowledge. And they went back each to their lives, and there was no follow-up. How do we see MentorMe? We see it as the pillar, as the vital tool to re-engage our alumni community, to recognize high priority volunteers. So for example, we found a lot of volunteers for very different initiatives among the mentor pool, talking all the way from people that are coming to give presentations in school, that are very likely to engage in corporate relations with RSM, or to collaborate with other different volunteer initiatives. And these connections actually, we have detected that these conversations not only happen between the school and the alumni, but also between alumni, and they start taking projects forwards. What is the benefit for us in this case? Well, first of all, we can provide career advice to students because, as you know, we don't have 3,000 career coaches in RSM. So all the students would like to have a personalized career conversation, and this is a way that we can actually tackle that problem. We also create opportunities for the students because if they have a good conversation with a mentor, they can actually land internships or different interviews and positions. And this in turn impacts the RSM rankings in the long run. So what we needed to do was, okay, how do we solve all these problems? Encouraging more interactions with the mentor, preparing the students before the consultation, because also one of the things that we heard is, yeah, like this student called me, but you know, he didn't really know what to ask. So it was quite a bit awkward first conversation. I had to be extracting the information from them, and you know, there was like not a measurable and fruitful result to those interactions. So we established an entire framework on saying, okay, this is how we can solve those problems. And very fortunately, if you allow me to share this screen again, we have seen.
Juan, can we ask question during the presentation or after? What do you prefer?
During, please. Of course, it's my pleasure. So
okay, because I had a comment on that, and I think last week I was at the book launch of Professor Van Tulder. And it's on sustainability, and then there was a group of students, and then one of them was looking for an internship, and I will meet her tomorrow, and basically I will take her as an intern. And then I say to her, yeah, I will make mentorship part of your internship as a must. Do you agree? And she said, oh, well, I agree, but I could sense indeed that she didn't know, yeah, you know, what personal leadership development would do to her, you know. So then I think probably the students, they are very young, and they don't understand the value of getting the mirror very early in their career. So, and that's probably a problem that they have. So I think it's very good that you make it part of the curriculum, so that they get they start to understand how important it is for their career to be mentored as soon as possible.
Absolutely. And you know, one of the things that we also detected was that students are very much focused in, oh yeah, what's the right cover letter that I need to do to find a job in PwC, or how do I craft the perfect CV? When actually, what is the main goal of an interview? If you think about it, it's the goal to see if the student is capable of performing certain tasks within the company. But actually, the number one goal of that interview process is to see if the student is a good fit for the company he's going to work in, and if it's a person that you can trust with the responsibility. And how do you define how you create this trust? Through repeated interaction. So if you don't have constant conversations with someone and ask them about their personal goals, what is it they want to reach, what are the objectives, and how my abilities are going to fit in that overall objective, then any student will have the same chance as anybody else in the world, you know. And then you might have 100 CVs coming along the door, every CV very beautifully made, but there is no distinguishing factor for this person to elicit that response. So in the end, it just becomes a random selection process almost.
Okay.
One of the things that I wanted to show you, for example, is we introduced...
Juan, you have to share your screen again, I think, because I cannot see the presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because that was all the slides from that presentation.
Ah, okay.
In particular. So right now I want to guide you basically through the results that we have in the platform since last year. So my team actually got the platform in November 2017. I want to show you a little bit the state of where that was previously. So I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was the state of logins in November 2017.
Wow.
So
Wow.
1,198 people had logged into the platform. That doesn't mean that they even completed anything within the platform. And what we started to do was internal transformation in the culture of RSM towards mentoring. So in this case, it's not only about marketing a platform and hoping that people will connect with it automatically. What we did was engage with the program managers, we engaged with students, we engaged with the alumni to see what exactly they wanted to get out of the mentoring interactions. And as you can see, we have very different groups in the graph. So we have alumni using the platform, we have young alumni using the platform, current students, and even some prospective students sometimes log in. What are the results? So we heard our audience, and the results are quite dramatic. So let's compare 1,000 logins 1 year ago to 21,793 to date. How did this explosion happen? Basically because we engaged with the right stakeholders. We realized a mentoring program has not only to come top to bottom, but it's a stakeholder engagement approach that we need to take. We need to start recognizing mentors. So for example, we also recognize the people that are investing time in our students. We created a volunteering award that was given away in this leadership summit, where mentors were actually nominated by other students that they were coached by. We brought we showed the benefits of a mentoring program to the program managers. So even if they have to grade, 500 interactions of mentoring now, they actually know that there's a purpose behind it. So what's the purpose? Creating more synergies with alumni, improving the rankings, lowering the pressure on the career center, because that way also the coaches have more time to devote quality coaching to the students. And as you can see over here in the leaderboard that I'm going to show you, once it loads, we have very committed people in the mentoring platform. For example, we just had a mentoring season with the marketing program, and we actually had a mentor that did 45 consultations in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Why? Because it's a part of, you know, creating this community sense for a mentor. One of the things that I always tell alumni is, when you're contacting with someone senior, you're actually providing them a service. And they all look at me funny and they say like, okay, what benefit can a student possibly give to someone that's senior? Well, there's a lot of benefits. If you're working in a company with people that have exactly the same vision as you, you probably have some blind spot in certain projects that you are not aware of, or maybe, you know, people tend to agree to certain consensus within companies and maybe miss out in some important details. So in my experience, these conversations actually that have been had between CEOs or very senior managers or directors with students that know about the topic, even if it's in a very basic level, actually help them crack some of the challenges they have inside the company, because students can propose different ideas during the call, and they can actually engage in a, you know, exchange of ideas, and the student actually has a bit of knowledge on the topic. So it's something, I would say, more than just mentoring top to bottom. It's a fruitful conversation between two people that are learning from each other. I don't know why the leaderboard is not loading. Let me see if I can reload. It logged out. So, sorry, technical difficulties. I need to sign in back to the platform. So, Lawrence, I would like to know a little bit about what do you see as the areas of opportunity that you would like to develop in PwC in the mentoring program, and why did you think that it was an important step for interns and people within PwC to undertake?
PwC, so the organization I am working with is GWC, Global Women Connect.
Oh yeah, GWC.
Yeah. For us, we have a program where we have basically we have different type of mentors. So you have the diamond mentor, so it's CEO level. Then you have the sapphire mentor, which is having, let's say, a little bit less experience. And the idea is that when the mentee is getting mentored, the mentee in the mentoring time, it's a program for 1 year. It's for free. And so then we expect the mentees to help with some voluntary activities that we have. And once it has been with the idea of giving back. And actually the person is progressing in a career, and then it can become a mentor after that. So it's a circle. And what we concentrate on women with a higher education. So this is a conscious choice for now, because we do not have the resources to go beyond that at this stage. And now, basically, in terms of mentor, we have mentors which are from different regions of the world, but the mentees are very much Hong Kong based or China based.
Okay.
So and we have
a question in the meantime. Would you say that the cultural differences between the mentees and the mentors play a part in
yes
the interaction?
For example, now I am, so in the frame of MentorME, I have coach, it's my third mentee now. And in GWC, this is the first time I have a Chinese mentee. And so she's a young professional, also in sustainability. So that's why we were matched. And so what I see here is that, you know, it's beneficial for both sides. So to give you a practical example, when I do the mentoring, I have my own program how I progress with the mentee. So I need first starting to know yourself, to understand what is your purpose, where do you want to go as an holistic approach. And when they are ripe enough, I would say it's going from the I to the we. How do you lead others? But starting with leading you. So, and when she came with the problem and we were reflecting on it, well, I gave her back so some question, but of course those questions are maybe tainted by my Western European approach. So, and then in the interaction, then it's okay. You know, she for example, so I'm sorry, it's a little bit. I have a lot of examples in my head. I am trying to find a good one to explain. So in China, it's very important. What do you do with your parents when they are getting old? So, and she said, well, one of the things that I have, I want to make sure that my parents are okay when they are getting old and support them. So, and you know that in Western part of the world, it's a little bit more individualistic. So, and then I was, with this background of mine, I was telling her, but did you ask your parents what they wanted? You know, and she was a kind of biased, because in her culture, you have to take care of the parents. And she was not asking herself, yeah, what do my parents want actually? So you see, so that, and on the other hand, for me, I get the feedback of, yeah, what does it mean for me with my parents? So that's why there are questions that are coming with the career sometimes, okay, with the children, with the partner. You may have different solutions, but it makes the people think when you have different culture. And within Europe, we have different culture, but it's not, the differences are less than when you do that on a global level. And I think Blanca knows that as well, in Mexico, there are other problems that you have in the Western part of the world, or that you have in Asia, or even in Middle East. And I believe really that it's important that the women talk together, so that they start to think in possibilities. So that's what I wanted to say. So it's important. I think it's very important to cross the culture in mentoring.
Definitely. And one of the things that is a common conception that I find that is that lots of the mentoring programs that I've seen take this approach of saying, okay, this is the mentor, this is like the person on top, and the mentee is the person receiving the knowledge or receiving the guidance. Whereas I would say the relationships that I found most fruitful and that actually reach certain positive outcomes both for the mentor and the mentee are usually by doing a very simple framework that is goal setting. And with this goal setting approach is always asking, what is the goal behind the goal? So for example, someone might tell you, yeah, I would like to be a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. And then the role of the mentor would be like to ask them, well, why would you like to be a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. So not really saying like, okay, the way you become a CEO of a Fortune 500 company is this, but asking the right questions on, okay, why is it important for you to become a CEO of a Fortune 500 company? What is the expectation or the thing that you want to personally achieve, or what is the job that you would like becoming a CEO to provide for you? What is the satisfaction that you are going to get outside of this particular goal? And then you find what is the core goal of the interaction. So after a couple of these, deep questions, which I will be very happy to share a couple of documents with you guys a little bit later through Blanca and Jara, is that once you find this reason behind the reason, there's always a second motivation, an intrinsic motivation versus the extrinsic motivation of saying like, yeah, I want to do this because of recognition, or maybe because my parents told me that it was important for me to become a CEO. I can tell you that I had a mentee that was a scientist, and he decided to do an MBA instead of a PhD. And it was the biggest scandal possible in his family, because he was expected to become a scientist in the physics realm, and he decided to go against the convention, and he was under a lot of stress to make it into the sustainability world, because that was something intrinsically important for him. But when you asked him in the first interaction, okay, what's your goal? His goal was like, well, yeah, I would like to work in a sustainability firm. But he didn't say like, oh yeah, I would like to work into a sustainability thing because of this, or this is my situation, or this is why it is important for me to achieve this goal. So until you know the right reasons or motivations behind their goal, it's very difficult to have a meaningful interaction with them and actually take them forward. Additionally to that, I don't know if in this example, for example, Lawrence, you have heard about a relationship action plan?
Not in that, not called like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, not like that. So well, I think there are different. How do you say that? The way I have structured it for myself. So we have some between GWC, we have some documentation how you should mentor and how you should approach it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I have been inspired by that, and also by how I have been mentored in my life, actually, being at work or being mentored during the MBA. So, and the way I approach it, it's a little bit a mix of all, knowing that career is not the only thing. So career is one part of the total picture in your life. So, and when I mentor the people, is not only just about the career, but it's making them think on other stuff like family and friends, like spirituality, like fun, like exercising, like finance, stuff like that. So career is one part of the person. So
Absolutely.
and this is also why what I am insisting. But your point is very, very valid. The goal behind the goal. And this is need to understand. And I think for me, especially in sustainability, it's very fashionable, and everybody wants to go there, but they don't know really what is behind. So, and they need to be more precise. What does it mean working in sustainability?
Absolutely. And are you familiar with the concept of ikigai?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure.
So the way that I'm currently, so now I'm coaching students, because one of the feedbacks that came out of the feedback sessions that I had with mentors was, students are never really prepared to have a conversation with me, or they don't really know what to do about their career. So they are usually talking to me to hear about what I do in the company, but I don't ever know if that's actually something that is valuable or helpful to them. So a mentor can spend 2 hours talking about like, oh yeah, this is what I did, this is why it was important for me, but it might not even resonate with what the students are trying to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
So first, to define the goals of a student, we need to know where they want to go and why do they want to go there. What's the intrinsic motivation?
Yeah.
So first, we usually do a questionnaire for the students where they have to go in quite deep, ask to other colleagues, so not only to themselves, but one of the things that I made them do first is, okay, please describe yourself in 6 words. List 3 strengths and 3 weaknesses individually, just by yourself. So they all come up with a couple of words. Then I put them together with classmates and strangers, and without them showing their strengths and weaknesses the way they perceive it, I asked the classmates, hey, what do you think his or her strength or weakness is, or what are the strengths or weaknesses of this person? And most of the students are usually very surprised to see that, okay, the way that I perceive that my weaknesses and my strengths light are not how people are actually perceiving me. They actually see me as the opposite person, or they see me as a similar person, but there are these other areas that I didn't really know about. So after finding out a little bit, okay, how do people perceive me? How do I see myself? We start saying, okay, what are your abilities? What is your passion? How can we connect that with something useful for the world? What does the business world need? And we find that sweet spot. And from that sweet spot, we create a goal. What is the general overarching goal? And we break it down in a timeline. So we say like, oh yeah, in 3 years, I want to be a senior sustainability consultant in a Fortune 500 consulting firm. Perfect. Who are the 5 people that you need to achieve that goal? So 5 other people. So not necessarily, the mentor is more like a guide towards other people, towards other connections. And the person that instills this networking approach in the minds of the students to show them the value of connecting with other people. So they can actually generate their perspectives, not only from the vision of the mentor, which might be not, overarching might have a very limited scope of vision, and actually helping the student get feedback from different sources so they can form their own opinion.
But the mentor is only a mirror, facilitating networking, but it's a mirror. It's not there to find the solution for the mentee.
Exactly. The role of the mentor is never to provide an answer to the mentee. It's just about helping the mentee ask himself or herself the right questions to reach their truly desired goals. And it has to do from all the way from monetary lifestyle, all the way from personal satisfaction, relationship building, family, work-life balance, family life. Everything has to be taken into account as a whole. So I agree completely with you in the sense that we need to look at the mentee in a holistic way. So far, I would like also to hear if you have any questions on the approach. I think I've talked a little bit. I've given a very basic overview of the approach that we have here in RSM. So I would like to see if you see any questions or anything that is not very clear at the moment.
No, I think at the moment is quite clear. Maybe I can pop by once at RSM to talk a little bit further with you how we could benefit from each other between MentorME, MentorWe, and the NGO I am part of. How can we make people benefit from it by joining forces?
Absolutely. And I think it's really good that you have the opportunity to mentor Asian students. I would say one of the most clear and clashing cultural shocks that I've seen, especially in the MBA and everything, is the clash between the European and the Asian culture, especially in the Netherlands, because I would say the Netherlands is the literal opposite from the Asian culture. So in the Netherlands, people expect you to be very open, to treat everyone equally, to always be, you know, like very proactive in saying like, I want to achieve this and why don't we do this or that. And in Asia, it's a very hierarchical society where they are expected to follow the leader, and they are supposed to show respect. Even sometimes if they have the correct answer and the leader is saying something blatantly wrong, they are like, yes, that's the correct way, and they can go ahead with that. I was also working in a couple of Japanese companies in the past, so I certainly can get the cultural clash. So it's a very good project that you have, because a lot of companies actually are missing out on amazing talent. I have to say, the brightest people that I've worked with, once they break out of their shell, are usually people that come from that region. So it's really cool that you're doing something to help them.
Where are you from?
I am from Mexico, just like Blanca.
Okay.
So yeah, for me also the Latin American clash with Europe was quite quite interesting. Yeah, because we are I would say in Mexico we're very polite, very warm, very open about stuff. Like here in the Netherlands, sometimes we hear a lot of very direct comments, and we're like, oh my god, like what's you know, like what happened here? What did I do? But yeah, it's been I think European societies actually have a lot to offer, and we have a lot to learn from each other. So it's really good that we have these opportunities to have these sort of interactions. So first of all, congratulations, because I really think it's a very worthwhile endeavor. I would really like to congratulate anyone that I meet that is taking the time to make these interactions happen. So congratulations. And yeah, absolutely, if any time you would like to be in RSM, please feel free to drop me an email. I would love to welcome you here.
What is your email address, by the way?
I can share it on the chat. So
Yeah.
let me type it over here. There we go. So I hope the rest of the attendees can.
So now my pen doesn't want to write.
Otherwise, I send it to you by email.
It's gone. Just a second. Yeah. So now it's there. Who? So then I write mine.
Perfect. Blanca and Jara, any closing comments?
Yeah, I am absolutely delighted by this webinar. It is so inspiring, that chart that you showed, starting from nothing to what you have created this year. I'm really excited. All the compliments for you. And it fills me with inspiration to do something similar for MentorWe, because in a way, well, not really in a way, we have grown it a lot, because technically it started with 2 persons
Absolutely.
Now we're 120 something. So it's been growing, and we want to see it grow more. And now with the collaboration with Laurence, I can imagine seeing it growing further than what we have. And I think it just takes one person. So these 4 people who are here, we are looking at the genesis of something big. And I so look forward to what will happen in 12 months. So
Absolutely. If we could achieve this in 12 months.
Extremely grateful and extremely inspired by you guys, all of you, the 3 of you.
Thank you for the kind comments, Blanca. Always very much appreciated. And I really want to thank all the effort that you two guys have put in this initiative. Especially thank you for believing. I think it's that's all that it really takes, you know, to create something valuable, is having people that believe in you, that you can achieve things, and people that are willing to work together with you. So I'm really eager to see what's going to happen next year. I think this is just the very basic beginning, and from here, now that we have all the groundwork done, it's only going up, only growing. Jara,
any closing comments?
I think I was as well very impressed about your work, Juan, with the MentorMe platform and everything you are doing with the alumni office. And I think it's now the time to join the efforts to combine and to show to the woman like we can use this platform properly to get the mentors they need.
absolutely. And you know, something that I would like to encourage, if you have any alumni that are signing up to the platform, is that also alumni can connect with other alumni now. So it's not only about alumni giving to students, but also alumni benefiting from the points of view of other people that are equally or in a higher level in their career, and make career switches or make, you know, like entrepreneurship synergies and different things. So it's just the tip of the iceberg. We still have a long way to go, but we will get there eventually together.
Good.
Well, I guess we are complete. We are absolutely delighted to have you, Laurence, and we're terribly grateful to you, Juan, for presenting tonight, and for the people who will listen to the recording. We'll put below all the links how you can sign into the MentorMe platform and how you can benefit from everything that Juan has been talking about. So, well, thank you everybody for watching the video or being present now and during the recording. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.